In the news headline, former President Muhammad Buhari congratulates Bola Tinubu on his emergence as ECOWAS chairman. Non-employment and massive retirement have greatly affected Jigawa State pension scheme. East African officials arrived in Ethiopia in the latest effort to mediate between the warring side in Sudan. Good evening, listeners. Today is Monday, 22nd Zulhijjah, 1444 after Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which is equivalent to 10th July 2023. I am Salma Adam Iko with the news. Former President Muhammad Buhari has congratulated President Bola Tinubu on his emergence as the chairman of the Authority of Head of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS. Tinubu emerged as the new ECOWAS chairman at the 63rd ordinary session of the regional bloc held on Sunday in Bissau, the capital of Guinea-Bissau. Buhari said he was elated to hear the news, according to a statement by his media at Garba Shehu, which was made available to newsmen. Tinubu succeeds President Umaru Embalo of Guinea-Bissau as ECOWAS chairman. Tinubu, who is the latest entrant in the exclusive club of head of state in West Africa, pledged to bear the responsibility of office and run an inclusive. Tinubu called for a collective action from member states, pledging that under his leadership, frameworks will be harmonized to actualize the dreams of ECOWAS. Governor Nasir Idris of Kebbi State has relieved his special advisor on youth, Alhaji Babangida Sarki, of his appointment sequel to an indecent posting he made on his WhatsApp status. This is contained in a statement signed by the governor's chief press secretary, Ahmed Idris, today in Birnin Kebbi. Governor Idris promised that his administration will not condone any of such acts that denigrate the morality and integrity of the people of the state. The spokesman said the all public officers in the state against making such indecent postings on their social media handles and other public fora. A federal high court in Abuja today stopped the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from executing the suspended Adamawa resident electoral commissioner Hudi Yunus Ari over his declaration of Aisha Dahiru Binani, the All Progressives Congress candidate, as governor in the March 18 fall. Justice Donatus Okorowa made the order after Ms. Michael Ondoka, counsel to Dahiru, moved the ex parte motion to the effect. Ondoka, while moving the motion today, argued that until the Election Petition Tribunal decides the fate of his client in accordance with Section 149 of the Electoral Act 2022, the prosecution of Yunusa Ari cannot be said to be valid. He said the decision of INEC to file an action against any person involved in Aisha Binani's April 15 declaration as winner of the supplementary poll in the state, when the tribunal was yet to determine the petition of his client, will deprive her of Section 285 subsection 6 of the law, which gives 180 days within which the petition filed on May 6 should be dispensed with. The senior lawyer who informed the court that though a similar suit was earlier filed before Justice Ian Eko, where a judicial review of INEC's action was sought, he said the sister court ordered Binani to approach the tribunal with her suit having been an elected-related matter. The immediate first commissioner for Information and Internal Affairs in Kano State Command, Muhammad Garba, has leveled as mere gimmickry a recent call made by Kabiru Dakata of the Movement Against Corruption, urging President Bola Tinubu to distance himself from former Governor of Kano State Abdullahi Ganduje. Responding to the call by Machin on Sunday, Garba said Dakata is being funded to tarnish Ganduje's reputation in the eyes of Nigerians. Garba accused Dakata of hiding behind his briefcase non-governmental organization to launch attacks on the former administration in the state. He further warned the public, especially the NGO community, to be vigilant of individuals who have been fed to operate fake organizations with the intention of discrediting individuals, government, or organizations. Garba cited an example of similar incident in 2019, which, according to him, fake NGOs emerged to discredit the Kano gubernatorial elections by sharing fabricated images of violence. Garba claimed that Dakata had recently appeared on a popular television station, allegedly sponsored to justify the NNPP's demolition activities in Kano. It has been observed that non-employment from both the state and local government, as well as massive retirement, have greatly affected the Jigawa State Pension Scheme. These are some of the observations presented today by the Pension Review Committee while presenting its report to Governor Malam Umar Namadi. Correspondent Zulkifil Abdullahi Dogu has more on the story.
Presenting the report to the governor, the chairman of the committee, former head of service in Jigawa State, Alhaji Mustafa Aminu MNI, said having been one of the most outstanding pension schemes in the whole country, the scheme is facing up some serious challenges that need to be addressed to save the scheme.
The scheme has been faring very well up to 2018 with a total asset of about 20 billion, and the fortune nosedived to about 10.3 billion as at 2023, meaning it has gone down halfway. And a number of factors is attributable to this, among which non-employment from both the states and local government, including local education authority. There is a massive gap, and a lot of people have retired without replacement, so meaning more payment of benefits and less contribution. This greatly affected the scheme.
The chairman again said there is an outstanding payment of 1.2 billion naira that has not been paid by the State Ministry for Local Government to the scheme, which is also among the factors bedeviling the scheme. Given the above observations, the committee has proposed some far-reaching recommendations, which the chairman of the committee says are painstaking in terms of implementation.
The committee proposed far-reaching recommendations, which some are painstakingly hard to take, but it is obvious that there's no two way about it. The government will have to endeavor to consider these painstaking measures. These include injecting substantial amount annually, even if on installment of about 4 billion, we recommend 4 billion. Employment is one veritable tool to better the situation. The government may also consider raising the retirement period from 35 to 40 years, at 60 to 65 years, whichever comes first.
Responding shortly after receiving the report, Governor Umar Namadi applauded the dedication shown by the committee members for completing the task saddled on them within the stipulated time.
This report is something that we are expecting it will come in the next 2 months or 1 month. But because of the professionalism of the members and their dedication, which is far beyond the call of duty, you are able to submit this report within the stipulated time or before the stipulated time. This assembly of professionals we have brought to look at this pension scheme. Like the chairman has said, this pension scheme has been a reference point in this country, and it will be a disservice not only to the people of Jigawa State, but to the country in general, to allow this scheme to go down. That is why we feel we need to bring in people that are experienced, that are versatile, and that are professional, so as to advise on the best way to go in salvaging this scheme.
On the committee's recommendations, the governor has assured of looking into them all for proper action.
From the recommendations they have given, we have seen a window that we'll be able to sustain and improve on this scheme. All the recommendations that are given, we'll look at them critically and we'll make sure that they are implemented in order to salvage this scheme. This is something that we are committed to in salvaging this scheme, and we'll make sure that we salvage it at all costs, inshallah.
With this development, it is hoped that the scheme will return to its previous state in Duse. I am Zalikifl Abdallah Dagu, Sawaba Radio.
Thank you, Zalikifl Abdallah Dagu. With this, Nigerian Institute for Oil Farm Research says it will sanitize mobile and trend data from farmers in Jigawa State. The head of Date Farm Department of Institute Benin, Dr. Christian Nwawe, gave the assurance when he paid a visit to the Jigawa State Ministry of Environment. He said he was in the ministry in continuation of his familiarization visit to stakeholders in the state to solicit for the support and cooperation to boost the activities of the institution. Dr. Christian Nwawe said the State Nifo Farming Center and the institute will jointly undertake the training session meant to encourage farmers for date farming in the state so as to boost economy of Jigawa State and in the nation. Responding, the Permanent Secretary of the State Ministry of Environment, also acting chairman, Akrizal Steering Committee, Alhaji Musa Ibrahim Ada, said the ministry will collaborate with the institute in training and retraining of date farmers in the state. Meanwhile, Jigawa State Agroclimate Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape, a Akrizal project, has nursed 500,000 seedlings for planting this wet season, including date farm seedling. The state project coordinator Alhaji Yahya Ubakafengana disclosed this when he received the head of Date Farm Department of Nigerian Institute of Oil Farm Research, Benin, Dr. Christian Nwawe, in his office. He assumed that the seedlings will be given free to communities for transplanting in farmland, houses, business and vocational sites, meant to encourage them for tree planting for war against Hamada desertification, flood and erosion control. Alhaji Yahya Uba assured government building, which includes schools, hospitals, roadside, in special tree planting will be made, as well as shelter in some areas selected from local government areas in the state. State project coordinator Akrizal assured that the project would work hand in hand with the institute as development partner. Responding, the head of Date Farm Research, Dr. Christian Nwawe, assured of the NIFO support to the project, commended the project coordinator for his kind gesture for giving good consideration as part of date farm farming being considered is among the economy tree nationwide and globally. Dangote Granite Mines, a subsidiary of Dangote Group, has awarded scholarships to about 60 students in 5 host communities. The company disclosed this in a statement issued in Lagos yesterday by Francis Awowole Brown. Mr. Awowole stated that the scholarship was part of the company's corporate social responsibility to foster educational development in its host communities. He noted that the Director, Human Asset Management, Dangote Project, Ebenezer Ali, said the scholarship was meant to help the parents of the beneficiaries lessen the burden the education of their children placed on them. Mr. Ali added that the scholarship was part of the agreement reached with leadership of the host communities during signing of the Community Development Agreement. He said the move was to ensure its host communities were not left behind in areas of education and infrastructural development. The Islamic State of West African Province ISWAP terrorist group has banned all farmers, fishermen and herders within its areas of presence in Marte local government area of Borno State. It was gathered that ISWAP vowed to eliminate anyone found within the general areas of Katime, Bulungahe, Kutungulla, Chukungudu, Tumumbumba, Gumakura, Gumagana, and New Marte after accusing them of spying on their activities for Nigerian military. The announcement was made after the terrorist group suffered string of heavy losses from relentless airstrikes coordinated by Nigerian military in some identified hideout in Marte. The strikes led the elimination of top commanders of the ISWAP, scores of foot soldiers, destruction of their logistics factory and vehicles. It also denied the terrorists sanctuary and freedom of action by forcing them to relocate from their camps. Away from Nigeria, officials from across East Africa have started arriving in Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa in the latest efforts to mediate between the warring sides in Sudan. The 3-month-long conflict have displaced around 3 million people and is threatening the stability of the entire region. The Sudanese army and the rival paramilitary rapid support forces (RSF) are expected to send representatives to the summit. There are widespread reports of atrocities committed against the civilian population, especially by militias allied to the RSF in the Darfur region. Several previous attempts of securing a ceasefire had limited success, and the United Nations is now warning of a wider civil war. Sudan's military leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has said that he will not attend the summit after rejecting Kenya's leadership of the peace effort for allegedly lacking impartiality. Kenya has previously pledged neutrality on the conflict. The thread app launched by Instagram as rival to Twitter, has signed up more than 100 million users in less than 5 days. Data trafficking website said today, smashing the record of AI tool ChatGPT for the fastest growing consumer app. While ChatGPT took 2 months to hit the 100 million user mark, and video sharing app TikTok took 9 months, Instagram itself took 2.5 years to reach that mark after its 2010 launch. Thread went live on Apple and Android app stores in 100 countries late on Wednesday, though it is not available in Europe because parent company Meta is unsure how to navigate the European Union's data privacy legislation. Twitter is thought to have around 200 million regular users, but it has suffered repeated technical failures since Elon Musk bought the platform last year and sacked thousands of staff. Musk, who also served as the boss of Tesla and SpaceX, has also alienated many users by introducing charges for previously free services and allowing banned right-wing accounts back on the platform. Now to sport report. Nigeria have won the 2023 African Under-21 Nation Women's Volleyball Championship Zone 3 in Niamey, Niger Republic. Nigeria defeated Ghana 3-0 in the finals of yesterday night to clinch the title. The girls had earlier its first local rivals, Ghana, in their first match of the tournament with a 3-0 win. They continued their winning run in their second match against host Niger and winning 3-0. The team also swept aside Benin Republic with a dominant display in their third match, claiming a 3-0 win to secure a rematch against Ghana in the final. Speaking after the match, the team's coach Rayuwa Muhammad, thanked God for the victory. And we wrap up the news with this and a recap of the major stories. From the news, former President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates Bola Tinubu on his emergence as ECOWAS chairman. Non-employment and massive retirement have greatly affected Jigawa State pension scheme. East African officials arrive in Ethiopia in the latest effort to mediate between the warring sides in Sudan. On behalf of the news department and the editor of the news, Lukman Dahiru, our online editor, Umar Muhammad, I am Salma Adamu Iko. Have a good night.